Welcome back to RGR Football. This is a bonus episode that is the audio of one of my radio appearances around the country put onto a video format. So if you like, all you have to do is start the video, minimize, and go about your day, and you'll hear my latest appearance.
Hey, we're going to take a pause for the cause. We come back. We're going to talk to Ryan Tracy about what's going on in the NFL right now, because we're less than a month away from football, but LeBron James has taken away everything. Well, you have CFL. You can watch that. Well, if you're just bored. Welcome back to the Coach Les Show, Mile High Sports Radio. Hey, don't forget, if you want any gifts or anything that I may have, go to thecoachlesshow.com. Right now, though, I got my man Ryan Tracy, NFL. What's going on, Ryan?
Same old, enjoying summer. How are you?
I'm good, man. I'm good. We almost a month away. What, 32 days, 30, something like that? We real close?
TikTok.
So it's a lot of stuff going on right now in the NFL. You got Sherman that decided to retire. Chancellor, that decided to retire. His neck just wasn't getting better. What else is going on? Is that just it?
That's the bulk of the report of what I saw, and it's been really, really quiet on that front since the injury, which I think was mid-November. You would hope you would have seen some kind of incremental update that he was back running or doing something that he had been cleared by medical professionals to do. And without that, you kind of knew it was a longer road than first expected. I was still a little surprised at the retirement announcement, but if he has a serious kind of structural issue that could lead to, as he intimated, paralysis, more power to him. He's had a good career, and there's no reason to risk your life.
Yeah, no, I agree with you 100% about that. With that, looking at Kansas City right now, I know you and I have talked about this before. Is there anything, because I had a couple of friends that's out there, I'm not going to say their names, work at a couple of radio stations, and they said that they're just not convinced with this quarterback that's going to be taken over. They say they don't see it yet. What is it that you see that everybody else kind of does not see, a few other people don't see?
Let me guess. The concerns were learning the offense? Is that what it was?
That's what everybody keeps telling me. And you know what? Yeah. They equated it to this. They equated it to Paxton Lynch here in Denver.
That's cute. And I don't even want to get started on the source of this lunacy. But here's the thing. Pat Mahomes walked into the Chiefs facilities pre-draft and spent 6 hours on the whiteboard with Andy Reid. Now, if you can sustain that kind of peppering from one of the top offensive minds in the NFL, and he still wants his GM to move up to draft you, that says a lot. Beyond that, you saw him take an offense that was not geared to his particular strengths. It was really an offense last season that was geared towards Alex Smith. He stepped in week 17, even though it wasn't his exact kind of thing, and ran the plays that were already installed, that were built for Alex Smith, and played well. And I think Broncos fans are pretty understanding about how that went. So the fact that he's had basically an entire season, against the norm when these quarterbacks are always like, oh, we're going to draft him and sit him, and he ends up playing in week 6 or whatever. Pat Mahomes has actually had the year to be the understudy. Yeah. And to think that he spent that year and he hasn't grasped Andy Reid's offense, or Andy hasn't tweaked it towards what Pat Mahomes wants to do, that's just looking for headlines in the lull.
Okay. Hey, fair enough. When you look at Denver, now, they brought in Case Keenum. Which one of these running backs do you think would best fit or would best work with Keenum?
I don't think it matters.
You really? Okay.
I think the real question is who's the best back that can dodge the defenders that will be in the backfield.
Okay.
I'm still not sold on the interior of Broncos offensive line. So.
Oh man. Okay. Oh, I wasn't expecting that. So it doesn't make a difference. So that means I could be back there if I can dodge one of the defensive linemen. I'm good.
Yeah, if you got that like power electric slide kind of side step, you're in good shape.
Okay, so you think that's the problem, that there's no other problem, just that this line is bad. Well, what does that say for Keenum then?
I think what you're going to see is Case Keenum with his experience, and he played behind a solid to good offensive line in Minnesota, but his overall experience and the fact that he's a longtime veteran, I think he's going to understand that he's not going to have 3.5 seconds to get rid of the ball.
Yeah.
This has got to be an offense that got to be 3 steps and gone. And that's going to play and try to help the linemen out so they don't have to sustain blocks as long. Hopefully get some design plays that will take advantage of some of the things that Emmanuel Sanders is still able to do. Try to capitalize on some of that. I expect it to be a pretty good tempo-based offense.
Okay. Some other news came out, I think about an hour ago, right before I got on air, that I heard it, and let's just put it this way. It's easy to say something about someone after they mess up. So the ex-Titans director of scouting says it was an easy choice for him to take Mariota over Jameis Winston, which he didn't have a choice because Jameis was already gone. What do you think about Jameis Winston?
I think he's a guy that has a lot of talent. I will say on my draft board the year they came out, I had Mariota on top as well.
Okay.
And that was specifically not because of anything mechanically or arm-wise, but just what we've seen come to fruition in the last few days. Longevity, having a guy that can be the face of your franchise, and he's not the type to go out and get in trouble with the law or anything else. This is exactly one of my big concerns about Jameis coming out. And that doesn't mean that he can't recover. He's a good quarterback if he can, get used to being a professional and not just a star, even though he's both. I think Jameis can get back on track, but I definitely think the Titans are crossing their fingers right now, the quarterback that they have.
Okay. So last year they were talking about making Jerry Richardson sell his team. So is that off of the table now? He doesn't have to sell the team. He's just got to pay a fine?
I don't think it's off the table at all, no. In fact, I think this might even be something that pushes it. Setting that kind of precedent is something that second offenses of any kind, are going to be even more stiff. So I think that might be kind of putting, a little sour grapes on top of the situation that may continue to push it towards a buyer and an actual sale. Okay,
but so does he still have some ownership of the team? Right, like right now?
Right this minute, I honestly couldn't tell you.
Okay.
It's my understanding that he did a few weeks ago, the last time it was really brought up before this incident. But I don't know anything that may have transpired since then.
Okay. Fair enough. Hey, Ryan, tell everybody how they can hear your podcast, Locked On. What's the name of that team you have?
I know.
Chiefs. Locked On Chiefs and anything else that you're doing.
It is Locked On Chiefs. You can find it on iTunes and anywhere else. I recently started a YouTube channel called RGR Football.
Okay.
And it's a lot of Chiefs, but it's also some of the league and some of the things that are going on within it that is my commentary. So check that out on YouTube, RGR Football. You can always find me at Ryan Tracy NFL on Twitter.
All right, cool, man. I appreciate you coming on. We'll get you back on real soon.
Sounds good. Have a good one.
Hey, you too, man. Ryan Tracy, also Rogue Analytics. He's the founder of that. Man, he does so many different things. It's crazy to think of his knowledge when it comes to football, especially when it comes to all of NFL. But he loves those doggone Chiefs. That's okay. Everybody has something that, I like the Cowboys. That doesn't make me.
I'm sorry.
Exactly. That's how I feel about him. How you feel about me. Hey, we're going to take a pause for the cause. We come back. A little bit of yay, a little bit of nay.